Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. This is going to be an all signs reading for August 2025, and I'll be answering the question, what changes could you expect to see in August? And if not in August, I do feel like you may experience some changes within the next 3 months. So by October 2025, you should be experiencing something new. And I saw this in your collective reading. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch your August collective reading. And in that reading, I saw many life changes. And because there's so many life changes that could apply to each and every one of you, I wasn't specific in that reading. However, because I'm curious, I know y'all may be curious as well, what specific changes that could entail for each and one of you, I wanted to go ahead and do this all signs. So every sign will be time-stamped in the comment section below or in the description box, one of those. And I'm going to start off with Aries. Feel free to look at your sun, moon, rising, as well as your Venus sign, and whoever you may be curious about. All right, Aries, what life changes could you expect to see in August of 2025? Let me go ahead and see. Okay, for Aries, you have the King of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Two of Swords in reverse. It looks like you may have had some conflict or tension or misunderstanding with somebody in your life that you really care about. You may have been waiting on an answer, and the other person may have been avoiding you, right? And you could have been the one that was avoiding, but let's see. Let me go ahead and clarify. 3 more cards, please. All right, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Cups in reverse. So it looks like someone rejected the opportunity to connect themselves to the other person on a deeper emotional level. So perhaps someone rejected a love offer or even the opportunity to make peace if there was some type of conflict. And because of that, both partners withdrew emotionally, or maybe they've disconnected or withdrawn themselves from the relationship emotionally, physically. And maybe y'all needed time to self-reflect on what happened and what needs to happen and what you want to do and what that person wants to do. But there does look like the change that you can expect to see in August is one of acceptance. Now, what is the acceptance of? Let's see. And it's going to be different for everyone, all right? Because this is a collective reading. But what is the acceptance of? You have the Devil, the Star, and the Judgment. So either you or the other person has agreed to make things work, or to stay with you, or to be with you. And it's a decision that they make with hope. It's a decision that they make with their whole heart, right? This is not a decision that they made lightly. This is something that they feel is in alignment with what they want emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's a decision that may be permanent. It's not something temporary. It's something long lasting, something that could have some type of longevity for you or for the other person. So your change is one of a coming together with the person that you care about once and for all. And good luck with that. Let's see. Okay, moving on to Taurus. Let's see the changes that you can expect to see in August 2025. You have the Three of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it looks like for you, Taurus, you may have gone through something difficult, but now you've been on a healing journey and you're now ready to dream again, to be inspired again, to be motivated again, to have some type of passion, and to enjoy your life now that you've taken the steps to heal yourself. And keep in mind, this is a collective reading. So if you don't connect to this message, feel free to look at your other signs to see if you can connect. But what I see in this reading for Taurus, y'all have been on a healing journey. However, it hasn't been, you haven't found the right time to work on your goals or to work on your dreams. So maybe you've been stuck in limbo. Things have just been slow moving for you. Let's see what is changing. So 3 more cards. What is changing if Taurus has been stuck? Let's see. So you have the Justice, the King of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So with this Justice card, it does look like metaphorically or literally, you may be waiting on a verdict. Or someone else has the power or the authority to make a decision on your behalf, or to vouch for you, or to give you some type of offer, some type of direction, some type of release, it looks like. Because right now you may look like what's in this picture. You may be feeling powerless or helpless. You may be feeling stuck. And you're waiting on someone else. You're maybe waiting on that phone call or that email or that letter that will tell you that everything will be okay, that you've been approved, or that you've been accepted, or that you've been offered something. But will this person come through? 3 more cards to make sure that this is what's going to happen in your favor. All right, you have the Queen of Pentacles, the Death in reverse, and the Magician. So for you, Taurus, now this Wheel of Fortune in reverse makes a little more sense. Your loved ones on the other side want to let you know the changes you can expect to see will not happen just yet. There is someone, a female figure in your life. This Queen of Pentacles figure in your life also has power or influence over the decision-making process. They also can say yes or no to you. They can also reject you, or they can also influence the opinions of other people. So it feels like there's another person here, a third party, and they may intercept you having that yes or you being accepted. They may be the ones that want to tell you no, or they may be the ones that want to reject you. And because they are not in favor of you, the decision-making process just may take a little bit longer. And now this may just be for some of y'all, because this is looking very specific. But for those who can connect with this reading, if you were hoping for changes to happen in August, the answer will be no, all right? Let me pull out some cards to see the next 3 months. Let's see. I'm gonna do, can y'all see on camera? I'm gonna do 2 cards to represent each next 3 months. So we already did August, so September, October, and let's see if you can see any change. Oh, yes. All right. So in September, you have the Tower in reverse and the Justice. Notice you have the Justice here to represent what? That you're waiting on someone to deliver a verdict, metaphorically or literally. And with the Tower in reverse here, that means no, you're not going to be able to receive a concrete answer, but it looks like you may have a delay in judgment. Now in October, with the Empress and the Sun, this does look like you are going to make positive progress in your situation. Now, with this Empress in October, this could be read two different ways, I feel like. For some of y'all, in October, it could represent you stepping into your own power and you not needing the power or influence or the approval of other people, whether they say yes or no. You may find yourself rising above the need for that approval and having your own joy. Or for some of y'all, this could represent a different person who has more power than this Queen of Pentacles, and they are the ones who can help you get through that decision process for you to finally receive a yes or that approval or that acceptance. Someone else with more power or more authority will come in and help you in October. Now, do you get what you need? I don't know. It's going to be different for everyone, but given the Sun card, it's something that you can accept. It's something that you can find some joy in or find some gratitude in. All right. And good luck with that. Moving on. All right, Gemini, the changes that you can expect to see in August 2025. Let's take out the cards. So you have the Chariot, the Seven of Cups, and the Emperor in reverse. So Gemini, it looks like you may experience some positive movement towards the direction you want to go with your life, despite the disapproval or disagreement or separation of someone in your life who has some type of power or some type of authority. So the Emperor could be a parent, it could be a spouse, it could be a boss, a company. It's just someone who may not have been as supportive as they should be. But let's take a closer look to make sure. 3 more cards for Gemini for what these changes could be. You have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay, yes, you see the Nine of Pentacles, the woman in her garden, and you could be man or woman, but the woman is in her garden. She's safe behind her walls. There's comfort, there's security, there's a routine, right? There's this comfort in knowing what you're going to do every day. There's comfort in knowing you have job security. There's comfort in knowing that you can put food on your table and that, you know, you just have a good routine down. You have stability, structure. There is some happiness. Now, with you moving forward in this Chariot, looks like you're stepping out of this garden, metaphorically and literally. You're stepping out of your comfort zone, and you want to focus on your dreams or something that you've been desiring for a while. And you may be doing this on your own, solo, no roadmap. You're just going to, you know, be flexible or go with the flow, or you're just going to take that risk to follow your heart, to do what you feel is best for you. You may have not been as happy or satisfied or fulfilled lately, so now you're wanting to go ahead with that crazy idea or that big dream that you had, for some of y'all. Now, because this is a new experience, it may look a little unorganized or feel a little chaotic. You may not know the longevity or the sustainability of this change, but it looks like you're just going to go for it anyway in August. But let me go ahead and see, what is the catalyst for this change? What is the catalyst for this change? Let's see. You have the Three of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Judgment in reverse. With this Three of Cups card, it makes me believe that the catalyst for you is one day you may be talking with your partner or friend or a group of people, and what y'all talk about sparks this motivation or this inspiration within you to go ahead and follow through with what you've been wanting to do. And with this King of Wands, it could be someone that you look up to, someone that you admire, someone you may consider as a mentor. You follow their wisdom. And they say something along the lines of, There's no judgment here. If you want to leave, leave. If you want to quit, quit. If you want to go off and do something crazy or something different, go ahead. There's no judgment from me. There may be a level of acceptance that you haven't felt in a long time, or maybe never, about doing something that is outside the box or that is not traditional. But this King of Wands figure may not be for everyone, all right? This is a collective reading, but overall, I do see the change that you can expect to see is just within yourself. You will feel motivated and driven to move forward with a certain dream or certain goal. And good luck with that. Moving on, we're going to do Cancer. Okay, Cancer, let's see the changes that you could expect to see in August 2025. You have the Page of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles. So Cancer, it looks like in August you may experience a new phase of life for yourself, some type of new life journey. It looks like you may be stepping away from some sort of job or some sort of organization or from some type of traditional role that you had. So you may also be separating from a partner. You may be getting a divorce. There's something that you're detaching from, that you're leaving behind to start something new. And this will happen for you in August. But let's make sure. I'm just going to clarify 3 more cards for Cancer. You have the Moon in reverse, the Page of Swords, and the Star also in reverse. So yes, another page. You have the Page of Cups here. So this is a new beginning for you in August. And with you have the sword here facing the Star in reverse. You're facing the darkness. You're facing your difficult situation. You are determined to overcome any obstacle. You're not going to let whatever happened to you keep you down. You're going to keep getting back up, and you're going to go after what you want to do. And with you looking with determined eyes at this Moon in reverse, you're looking straight into the darkness. You're facing your fears. You're facing what scares you, and you're doing it alone. And this could be metaphorically, it could be literally, it could be emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's just something that you have to do alone. And in August, you say yes to doing this. Now, anything else for Cancer on this journey alone? That wanted to come out too, but we'll see. Ah, that is so funny. Can y'all see? This was sticking to my cards, but it was already here. I think your loved ones were really like, no, make sure she gets this one, or he gets this one. So you have the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Knight of Wands. So it looks like you are the Knight of Wands. Your eyes are over here. It's almost like you're looking at yourself outside of your body. So you have a bigger perspective on your life. And it's almost like you're talking to yourself, or you're looking at what you've been through, this difficult situation that has kept you tied up. It's kept you from being who you truly are. Maybe it's made you feel this difficult situation or relationship has kept you feeling small or not able to progress your life in the way that you want it to go. And you over here, now that you're free in August, you're looking at, how can I move forward with my life as a new person, or as someone who's newly freed? How can I gain clarity over my life? How can I start my healing journey for some of y'all? How can I move on from this version of myself that was once helpless or powerless, And now, as this person who's starting to regain their sense of power, their sense of identity, for some of y'all, right? This is a collective reading, so this may not connect with you. Feel free to look at your other signs to see if that can relate for you. But overall, the change you can expect to see, Cancer, is one of you stepping away from someone who felt maybe powerless or helpless, or maybe lacking some mental clarity over a situation or over certain decisions or relationships, to someone who's able now to tackle things head on, or again to have that courage to face this darkness. All right, and good luck with that. Moving on. So Leo, the changes you can expect to see in August 2025. You have the Six of Cups, the Devil, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So you may have been experiencing some conflict or tension or misunderstanding within certain relationships, and definitely for some of y'all within your home, within your family. And it's something that you want to work on, but you just don't know how to work on it, or you may find yourself not knowing the right things to say or the right things to do to make things okay, to make things run smoothly within your house. So let's see, let me clarify a little more on the changes you can expect to see. You have the High Priestess in reverse, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. So with this High Priestess in reverse, it doesn't look like you're going to see the changes that you want to see in August. All right, Leo, I'm going to be honest. I don't think so, but we can keep pulling out some more cards to see. But it looks like you still don't know what's the right thing to do, but you're still going to give it your best shot. You're still going to try. You're still going to try to make things work, make things run smoothly in your relationships, at work or at school, wherever that needs work. You're going to try your hardest. With the Eight of Pentacles, the man pounding the hammer, you're still going to keep pounding that hammer and try to rebuild whatever it is that you want to rebuild or something that you want to maintain. And again, whether this is a relationship that you're trying to maintain, or this is a goal or your career that you're trying to maintain, you're still going to give it your all. Let's see if there's any changes once you do give it your all. Let me just pull 3. Okay. You have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. So it looks like because you try to give it your all in the Eight of Pentacles, right? You're pounding that hammer, trying to work your hardest, even if you're not sure that what you're doing is the best thing to do. Here you come to try to make the best out of a situation, or to gain, or to flip. So this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, but it almost looks like you're trying to make it become upright. You're trying to gain an opportunity where there wasn't an opportunity before. And you succeed at this, Leo. You succeed. And why I felt like you may not see the changes you wanted in August is because you do experience some change in August. And you experience this change by your own doing. You put in that hard work. You put in your passion. You put in that energy, that fire, that motivation. You put in your love for some of y'all. But now you're in possession of a new opportunity and you don't know what to do with it. You may overload your work schedule or what you can handle, all right? Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You may have all of your responsibilities or commitments that may be attached to this Ace of Pentacles, whatever this Ace of Pentacles is for you. And it could be a new offer of some sort, a new blessing of some sort. But whatever commitments or obligations attached to this, yeah, it's been given to you and it's something that you thought you wanted, but now it comes with too much work. It comes with too much effort, and you may struggle. Or on the other hand, I can see this offer that is going to be handed to you in August is something, it is debatable. It's something that, okay, maybe you want, but maybe you don't want. You know, maybe it's not best for you. It looks good on paper, but it doesn't really work with your life. And it may not work for the people in your life as well. Now, let's see what you can do about this. All right, let me do 3 more cards. What can Leo do about this situation? If it's a little tricky. Oh, really? The 2 of Pentacles. Okay, you have the 5 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the 2 of Pentacles yet again. So it looks like your loved ones on the other side, they're giving you a little bit of tough love here. But it is still love. And they want to tell you, if you don't want to go back to a time in your life where you struggled physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, if you don't want to go back to the time of instability, you're going to have to find it within yourself to maintain some type of composure. Have that emotional stability within you to stay calm, but also be able to take this offer and make something of it, make it work. They want you to juggle this offer and the commitments and the responsibilities that you have in your life and within your relationships. And I feel like your loved ones want to tell you that because they believe that you can do it. You can make things work. All right, and good luck with that. Moving on, we're gonna go do Virgo. All right, Virgo, what changes can you expect to see in August 2025? You have the 9 of Swords in reverse, the 5 of Swords in reverse, and the 5 of Swords yet again. So it looks like for you, Virgo, you're going to stop worrying about if this is the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. You may just go ahead and make a decision in August. But let's see. I'm going to clarify for you. 3 more cards for Virgo to clarify. You have the Fool in reverse, the 3 of Wands, and the Sun. So yes, in August, you may have some mental clarity over your life, a bigger perspective, a certain amount of wisdom, and you now see what's best for you or what you want to do with whatever decision that you have to make in August. You make that decision, you feel okay about it. Some of y'all feel very confident about it. It's a worry off your shoulders, right? You no longer worry about it, and you just move forward in your life. And once you move forward in your life, right, and you go about living your life, doing what you want or doing what you need without worrying about it, hurting other people's feelings or being responsible for how other people feel, and you're not worried about getting that approval or that acceptance, and you're just doing you. Once you're able to do that, in August, there is the sunshine. So you're letting that inner light within shine. You will feel more happier, or at least more positive or more lighter than you've ever had before. And this starts in August. Anything else to add to that for Virgo? 3 more cards for Virgo and the changes expected to see. So you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay, yes, in August, you will no longer invest your time, your energy, your effort, your focus, end to people or certain situations or certain goals that no longer serve your best interests. You're no longer going to waste your time in an environment or in a relationship that you're not happy in, or that is not fulfilling, or that is not positive for you. Now, again, this is a collective reading. If you cannot relate to this message, feel free to look at your other signs to see if you can connect with those. But with that said, good luck, Virgo. All right, Libra. What are the changes you can expect to see in August 2025? You have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it looks like you're needing in August to go back to the drawing board to figure out what went wrong. You may have relied on other people to fulfill certain obligations or responsibilities within a relationship, all right? And this could be a relationship, romantic relationship. It could be a family member. It could be co-workers, or it could be classmates. It's just, there's a group of people or just another person who you relied on. And for whatever reason, things fell apart and this goal fell through, and you missed your chance, or you missed an opportunity, or you lost your chance, or you lost an opportunity. And now you may be questioning what happened. But let's see, how is this a change for you? 3 more cards for Libra. What are the changes expected if there is some confusion? You have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands in reverse, and the Hermit in reverse yet again. Okay, yeah, so with the Queen of Wands here, there was someone in your life who you depended on or relied on, and something fell through with this person. And it could be a fire sign that you're dealing with, but not necessarily. And now you just have to figure out what's going on between you two and if y'all can make things work. But that doesn't tell me, are there changes in August? You had the Four of Cups, the Hanged One, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So no, this is going to be waiting in progress. The changes that you want to see in August, it's just not going to happen. Either you or the other person, it's almost like, one person is sitting here upset or emotionally detached and not wanting to talk. They could be self-isolating. You have another person here in the Hanged One who is just waiting around, waiting for, the other person to reach out and communicate, to have conflict resolution for some of y'all, or to have that compromise, or to get back together and work on your goals, or work on that project. Or so two different people are just not on the same page. There is no communication, or if there is communication, it may be short, it may be rude, it may be emotionless. Just let me see if there's any changes in the next 2 months. So 2 more cards for September, 2 for October, to see if you will have any changes for Libra. September, you have the Page of Swords, Page of Wands. And again, 2 different people, right? This could represent you and the other person. Both of you are facing opposite direction. Your eyes are going this way, their eyes are going this way. You both are focused on 2 different things. One of you still wants to communicate with the other one. This Page of Swords, and this could be you. I feel like it's you, but it could be the other person. But if this is you, you want to still make things work with the other person, or at least you want to have closure, or you still want to have a conversation about what happened, what went wrong. And the other person is already thinking of their future, and they're not thinking of the past. But you as well, you may have some of your attention on this other person, but you do have your eyes on something else. So that could also be very telling too, that you do also want to move on with your life in a different direction of this other person. Now, in October, you have the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So it looks like in October, you may finally reach a sense of closure or the closing of a chapter in your life with this person. You are going to go ahead and move on or move forward with your life. You're going to focus on you. You may reach a level of independence or success without this other person. But again, this is a collective reading, so it may be different for everyone, whatever your situation is. But you may step into your own independence more in October. So yeah, October is where you may see some change. And good luck with that, Libra. We're going to go ahead and move on to Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, the changes you can expect to see in August 2025. Let's see. You have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands, and they're both in reverse, and the Temperance. So it looks like for you, Scorpio, you may not be seeing eye to eye or having conflict with someone in your life. And y'all are needing to come together to find some type of resolution or some type of compromise. So it's going to take, you're going to need a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy and sympathy on your part, and as well as this other person. They're also going to need to want to come together and give you that respect and that kindness and that validation as well. Let's see more on why is this a change you can expect to see in August. All right. You have the King of Swords in reverse, the World, and the Five of Cups. So given this King of Swords here, it makes me feel like you or your partner, or whoever's in this reading, both of y'all represent the Queen and King of Swords. And the Queen here could be the one who first said, no, I don't want to make things work. I don't want to work on things. I'm done in August. And the King of Swords here decides, okay, if we're truly done, then I regret everything. I regret the words I've said. I regret how I acted. And I want us to give it another try. So this King of Swords may reach out to you, or you may reach out to that Queen of Swords, the person in your life that you want to try again with. But let's draw 3 more to make sure. What are the changes expected for Scorpio? You have the Six of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So, okay, yes, someone here has a change of heart. Either you or this other person, they're going to observe how the other one is hurting. So for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to call the other person your partner, all right? Just for simplicity's sake. And you may observe your partner hurting by what you've done, or your partner observes you and how much you're hurting. And either you or your partner is going to reach out. Either one of you is going to get in that boat metaphorically or get in your car, and you're going to reach out to that person. So in August, there will be some type of positive communication. And good luck with that. We're going to move on to Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. What changes can you expect to see in August 2025? You have the Three of Cups in reverse, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So it looks like it goes from you feeling alone or feeling unsupported to you now feeling supported and feeling loved, or getting that validation or affirmation from other people. And you get to a point where you are now content or satisfied or happy with how things evolve in August. But let me clarify some more for Sagittarius and the changes expected in August. So you have the Five of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse, and the Nine of Swords. So it looks like for you, Sagittarius, if you've been struggling to have a voice, to express yourself, to have progress in your goals, whatever those goals may be, now that will be in your past. Your new future and within these changes in August and beyond is that you will reach a level of satisfaction, a level of achievement. You will feel supported, acknowledged, and seen by other people where once you were not, where once you had to defend and protect what you need and what you want. You may always feel like you had to fight your way through with this Seven of Wands, and you may had sleepless nights worrying about if things are going to be okay. In August, you will be able to see that turnaround for you. One of these days in August, you may get a good night's sleep. Let me go ahead and clarify that before I move on. 3 more cards for Sagittarius for August changes. You have the Two of Cups in reverse, the Six of Pentacles, and the Moon. And yeah, so once where there was maybe a broken partnership, right? Being unsupportive, not listening, not acknowledging, maybe some conflict, where once there was this broken relationship or partnership in your life, now there is a rebalancing of this partnership. Good luck with this positive change for you, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, changes to expect in August 2025. You have the Two of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So there seems to be some confusion surrounding you on what it is that you want to do in regards to goals, relationships, your career. You may not know what's the best decision to make, and I would recommend looking at the collective reading, because in the collective reading I did see a lot of confusion surrounding decision making. But let me go ahead and draw 3 more cards. Capricorn, changes expected. Oops. You have the Magician, the Justice, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So yeah, there is overwhelmingly this inability to know what's the right decision for you to make. And I'm going to assume in your mind, Capricorn, there is a right decision and there's a wrong decision, and you don't know which one to make. So let me see. I'm going to draw 3 more cards. You have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands, and the Tower in reverse. So this may be you, but I feel like it's the other person in question that you are having some confusion with. It looks like they're going to be the ones to decide to break it off, or they're going to be the ones that take the step back, or to admit that they also are not happy, or that they may want other things, or they're going to go a different direction. And because they are the ones that say something first, you are able to avoid this tower from falling. And for you, I feel like Capricorn, this tower falling would be you admitting that you're not happy and hurting everyone with your honesty, right? For some of y'all, this is very specific. So if you cannot connect with this message, feel free to look at your other signs to see if you can relate to those messages. But for those who can connect, it looks like somebody else in your life will be the one to break the ice, so to speak, or to speak first. And because they speak first, then your honesty will be received a lot more. It will have less of a negative impact than if you spoke first. And for some of y'all, I do see This Queen of Wands figure is someone who may be a little more wiser than you, maybe a little bit older, and they may come in and help you figure out what's the best course of action to take. And because of their wisdom or because of their advice, you're able to figure out what's best for you, and that is how you avoid this tower from falling. Again, the tower just represents life changes that may feel uncomfortable, may be painful for you. And in August, you just may be able to avoid that uncomfortableness. But is this a temporary pause? Let's see, I'm just going to draw 3 more cards for you about this tower. You have the Page of Cups, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So from what I can see, you won't have this tower moment or this life change happen anytime soon. All right, that's all I can see for now. So good luck with this. We're going to move on. Okay, Aquarius, what are the changes expected in August 2025? Let's see. You have the 4 of Pentacles, the Lovers in reverse, and the 10 of Wands. So it looks like you're holding on to something, but you may not know why you're holding on to something. A certain relationship or certain things, or a certain lifestyle, a certain sense of security, stability, something that you don't want to let go of. You're working really hard to keep a hold of it, but you no longer want to, or you no longer understand why you're doing it in the first place, why you're working hard to protect or keep a hold of something or of someone. Why are you working so hard? So let me do 3 more to clarify for Aquarius. You have the Fool in reverse, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. So in August, it looks like the change for you to experience is a change of your perspective. If you were represented by this woman in her garden, and you could be man or woman, but this woman in her garden, she's happy where she's at. She has her things, right? She has success, stability, she has money, she has power, independence. She's okay with her life. And yet her eyes are looking over here at this happy family. You have the, husband, wife, children, you have grandparents, you have pets, whatever could fulfill you is what your eyes are looking at. And now in August, you finally see that there's more to life that you want outside of what you've been holding so tightly to. And this could also represent certain beliefs, certain values, certain ideals or dreams that you had. Now in August, you're finally understanding what can actually make you happy. And now you're going to be able to let go of what no longer serves your best interest. But let me go ahead and draw 3 more cards. 3 more for Aquarius in August, the changes. You have the Queen of Cups, the 6 of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Cups. So for some of y'all, you could be represented by the Knight of Cups, and there's someone in your life represents the Queen of Cups, and y'all could be man or woman. But it looks like you're leaving to go off to somewhere where you can be happy, and you're leaving behind a certain person or a certain household, a certain family. You could be cutting people off or separating from other people. This could also represent a career or something that no longer serves you. You are now wanting to leave it behind. So you do make a decision in August to move forward with that. And it looks like a decision, one that you're okay with, that you're happy with, or at least you're okay with it. You could also look at this too as if you were the Queen of Cups. You were the one that provided this loving, positive, and safe environment for everyone that you cared about. And now it's almost as if you're being demoted from the queen. You've taken off your crown. You've taken off all that responsibility on your shoulder to make everyone else happy. And now you're the Knight of Cups. You're the knight. You're now going off, exploring what it is that you want to do. So now your responsibilities have lessened for some of y'all. But either way, where once you were this person trying to keep everything together, keep everything safe and running smoothly and secure, you are now this night on your horse and you're off on a new adventure in August. And again, I see this in the form of a change of your perspective, but you physically also too, you could experience some changes in your life. But good luck with that. We're going to move on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, what are the changes you can expect to see in August 2025? Whoops. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Swords, and they're all in reverse. Okay, Pisces, there's something that you don't want to do, a certain obligation or some type of action that you know you need to make, but you don't want to do it because then that means you have to leave behind something. Okay, because then it means you have to leave your past in the past and you have to accept this new future for yourself. And you may not be ready to accept changes. But let's see. Let me clarify for Pisces. 3 more for Pisces in August. You have the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Four of Swords again in reverse. Interesting enough, if you take a look at the Four of Swords, the knight who's resting here only has 4 swords with him. But you, if this was representing you, and you could be man or woman, but in this image, you're holding 5 swords. So what that tells me is that you have to almost have, you have to utilize far more resources than you actually have in order for you to become the King of Pentacles. And again, you could be man or woman, but in order for you to transition from someone who's starting off on a new journey to someone who's near the end, and this could be, it could be anything, but just as an example, this could be a different career, so a job change, it could be a new relationship, it could be starting a family, but in order for you to reach this milestone in your life, it looks like you feel like, Pisces, that you have to be somebody that you're not, or you have to invest way more energy, attention, focus than you have within you naturally. But let's see, why is this your change in August? Or if it's maybe it's not even your change. Let's see, you have the 3 of Swords in reverse, the Chariot, and the 7 of Cups. Let me move this up. So even if you may feel intimidated or overwhelmed to start this new phase in life, or to achieve a new milestone, or to have this new relationship or new career, it looks like you've done enough healing within to go ahead and try to have those dreams, to have those desires, to have those goals that maybe you didn't have before because maybe you were going through a difficult time, and that's why maybe you had withdrawn into yourself, away from society or away from people, and maybe you didn't dream before or had goals, but now you do. And I see in August the change for you is that physically you are going after new dreams, new goals. Anything else for Pisces before I close the reading? Whoops. 3 more for Pisces, and then that is it for today. Oh, wow. You have the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands, and they're both in reverse. Can y'all see that? So it looks like your loved ones on the other side want to give you a message of encouragement, and they want to tell you, and this is specific, right? So this may not be for you, and if it's not, please feel free to look at other signs to see if you can connect to those messages. To me, the 5 of Pentacles represents someone who has recently lost something, and it could have been a physical, emotional, or spiritual or financial type of loss. So they may be hurting, they may be in pain, and they're needing help or support. And your loved ones want you to know, if this is you, if you're the one who's hurting, needing that support, needing that community, needing the connection with other people, they want you to keep looking. They don't want you to give up. They gave you the 9 of Wands twice. They don't want you to give up. And it's the person who's wounded. You see the bandages. They don't want you to give up. Now, why do they say that? Why do you want to tell Pisces this in particular? Because y'all are the only sign who got the word of encouragement. Why is this? You have the 4 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess, and they're both in reverse. So your loved ones on the other side, they want to tell you the love that they have for you knows no bounds. It goes beyond tarot. It goes beyond the rules of, they give me the symbol of a church. So they just wanted to give you that shout out that if you feel that desire to connect with other people in August, to go ahead and do that. Do not give up. All right. And with that said, that concludes my all signs reading. If you gained some insight, please feel free to like the video, subscribe,